Sim racing is pretty gosh darn difficult. Even when you have a driver's license and you know the racing rules, you still gotta learn how to operate a virtual automobile with only the force feedback from your wheel, which is totally different from driving a real car. You gotta learn how to control a race car and drive it to its full potential while not ramming everyone else off the track. It's pretty serious business. And especially when you first get your force feedback wheel, you want to hop into all the different cars, from F1 to karts and everything in between. And that is a ton of fun, and you should totally do that. Just go completely off the rails with experimenting. I mean, we're young, you know, and why not have a little fun? But anyway, when you want to become a better driver, there's, in my opinion, one best option to learn how to drive like a pro. And that's Assetto Corsa Competizione. Today, we're going to be taking a look at ACC and why it offers an amazing experience for people who want to learn everything about becoming a better sim racer and those just stepping into the arena. ACC, with all its DLC, offers some quality sim racing with a ton of highly detailed cars, both in terms of graphics and driving feel. All of the cars are competitively matched within their respective classes. There's not one car that's better than all the rest. Ferrari! So why is ACC so good to improve your racing skills? The first thing which makes ACC so great for learning to drive like a champ is that there's only a few car classes in the game. And of course, GT3 is the most popular. This automatically makes you stick to a narrower amount of cars. And by driving cars which are familiar, you can shift your focus from learning to drive the car to learning how to race properly. By focusing your efforts on just one car, you'll learn the basics of that car, the quirks, the features, the area where it lacks, the areas where its strengths lie, instead of learning to keep multiple cars on the road. So when you dedicate your time to one car, you'll quickly be able to drive it competitively against AI and other people. And because all the cars are competitive within their classes, you don't have to switch cars all the time to compete. This is how ACC allows you to focus your time on one car and become good with that one car, which makes it easier to learn how to race cleaner and faster. But becoming a better driver in your chosen car is easier said than done. So what can ACC offer you to improve your driving? First of all, you have practice mode. Here's where you want to learn to drive your chosen automobile. In practice mode, your tire temperatures are the same as at the start of the race, which gives you that realistic scenario as opposed to hot lapping mode. This way you'll learn how to handle your car on cold tires, as you would at the start of a race. And you'll learn how the handling of your car changes once they start to heat up a little bit. If you don't learn this, you'll be slipping and sliding and overdriving that car of yours off the track into other people, and that's kind of not fun if you're on the receiving end. But besides learning to drive your car on cold tires, you're able to drive on your desired racing lines in practice mode. You're all alone on the track, and make good use of that. Learn all the braking points. Search for braking markers on the side of the road. Learn where you can and cannot take those curbs to the face, because this will be the basis for your driving in a race. Everybody knows the saying, "No plan survives contact with the enemy." It's from The Rock, I think. And in racing, that's the same. In a racing setting, you'll have to deal with opponents on your precious little racing line. And that's why you should also use practice mode to investigate some alternatives where you can brake at the absolute latest. Find out how to handle your car at the limit, how to recover it from slides or off tracks. Because it will happen in a race, and it's better to be prepared than to be caught out cold with your pants down. What I'm trying to say is that you should use practice mode to just go crazy. Ram your car into every surface on the track, find the limits, find the braking points, all that stuff. And one of the most important things to remember while doing this is to try and have fun, because you'll learn a lot more when you're having fun. But maybe you're already familiar with all the tracks. You spend more time in your car than with your wife and kids. Shut up, Karen. But you're still not getting the results that you want. This is the time to jump into the replays. You can closely watch yourself from all types of angles to find out where you might be losing time. By checking out your race in the chase cam, you might find that you're not using as much track as is possible, or maybe you're going too wide too often. You should really study where you might be going wrong, where you might be losing time, not just sit back and watch your replay. But it's very difficult to study yourself if you're not making very obvious mistakes. If you find yourself in this conundrum, you might want to spectate your faster opponents, preferably those who drive the same car as you do. Compare their driving style to your own. Where do they brake? When do they get back on the throttle? How much curb do they use? What are differences in their racing lines compared to yours? So if you're not clear on where you can improve anymore, try out the replay mode to watch your own driving and that of faster opponents to find out what changes you can still make. So what if you're completely new to sim racing and you just want to understand the basics of racing a car? Well, with the new Challengers Pack DLC, ACC offers one of the most wonderful cars to learn the racing basics with. It's the BMW M2. The BMW might not be the most exciting car to drive. It's somewhat faster than a normal road car. There's no real aerodynamics to speak of. And when you make a mistake, gosh darn it, you're losing a lot of time. And that's not very exciting at all. But all these cons, they actually make up for an amazing learning experience. First of all, it's not a very fast race car, but that makes it excellent for a newer driver to learn the tracks. Secondly, there's not much help from the aerodynamics apart from the rear wing, and this forces you to learn about weight transfer, trail braking, and conserving momentum. Otherwise, you're gonna be severely punished by understeer and going way slow. Making mistakes in this car immediately results in a loss of time, bad understeery feelings, or at a worst, a spin. This immediate feedback is a great teacher for newer drivers. When you have a bad lap, you know it instantly. But when you're nailing those corners in the BMW, you're braking correctly and getting that car to turn like a champ, oh gosh, you feel like an absolute god. The lap times will be day and night between good and bad laps. This car forces you to learn the driving basics, otherwise you're gonna be slow as heck. And that's kinda everything I have for today. I hope you agreed with my views. If not, please explain why you hate me so much. And if you're interested in learning more about becoming a better driver, click this playlist right here. Thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my beautiful channel members, Arthur Cabral, Alex Fleming, JP Kelly, and all the other channel members as well, of course. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, you guys, and I hope to see each and every one of you beautiful baby boys and girls in the next video. I love you guys.